effectively hit right away. That's what's up. Everything working, okay? Keep it moving. Hit that live button. Hit that like button live. We got motherfucking DJ hit to holler on the motherfucking ones and twos. Well, we're back, man. I think when you talk about being back, baby, Game of Thrones, season 4. Let's get into it. My boy Hitter. See, this is the first time Hitter been on his playing music shit and have it at a reasonable sound where it ain't just drowning us and all that good shit. But here we go, season 4, man. Let's get into it. This conversation is about nothing but the diaper dandies, and I got, you know, when you got an expert on your team, when it comes down to evaluating players, especially the rookie class, you got to give him a segment. This is his segment. This is the part of the show that he does a really good job with, when I really, you know, flow with him and understand that when we look at these players and shit, we're going to talk shit. We're going to see who's what, how the draft went. We'll get into all that. And again, it's, you know, our opinions, our conversations, and what we think, how we feel. Please don't take, you know, it personal. Also, do not let my confidence fuck with your insecurities. Simple as that, right? So when we talk about you, please understand we're gonna get on some bullshit, right? So when we talk about you, we're not gonna talk bad about you. What we're gonna do, and Snake is the expert. Stop that shit, fuck. That motherfucker's the expert. Watch when you talk about the diaper dandies. Because listen, what y'all don't know is we did our homework today. Me and Snake hit it, just getting on, and Max is in the game. But me and Snake did our homework today. Come on, fuck, knock it off with your bullshit. So Snake, let's just give a little preview before we get into the diaper dandy shit. We do our homework before we do this show, right? Every time. He said 2-2 gonna get you 3.
If the league up, he might. Will he get you the playoffs?
All I know is we did a great job. Now, to be real with y'all, we didn't get to the defensive side. We went from quarterback to the right tackle, so we will be freestyling when we get to the defensive side of the ball. But let me ask you this. I know it was a couple of days ago because EA be fucking our leagues up and shit all the time. They always doing something with franchise mode and his plan is to fuck out. But Snake, let me ask you this, man. You was on headset with us through the draft. By the way, it was one of the most stressful free drafts I had in a long ass time, bro. Like where it wasn't my phone blowing up, people needing shit all crazy. Right? Right? That shit got a little lower that music. Hit it. God damn. I just gave you props. And then you gonna turn it the fuck up. Goofy as hell. Gonna turn that shit up. So motherfucking
talk about that draft, man. First of all, you gotta give a shout out to the league, man. The league and the league members, cause man, without a lot of y'all out here, you know, the members in the league, y'all make the league, man. And just shout out to the league members who ain't throwing the towel and quit on EA on us while we were trying to fight EA and everything, cause we all fighting EA out here, man. Like, you know, and EA can kill the vibes. So just shout out to the league and its members, man. Everybody that's rocking hard and being patient. We appreciate it.
Yeah, because you know but look, this is our first draft that went all the way through. I mean, we literally the first 2 drafts sketched out and all that. We was able to manage it and hopefully, us giving those 4 players to each team. Hopefully, you guys appreciate that at the end of the day, man. Because I always try to fix what happens or figure something out to be able to make sure everybody's still good. And with that being said, though, let's get into it, man. Now, look, usually we start off with the top 10 picks and all that, but we're not doing that. We're going by position and right away get into it. NFL, and we're going to go age and we're going to talk about who got what, when, where, and how. All right, Snake, right away. Who got the steal of the draft at the quarterback position?
Man, I gotta go down to these Niners, man. These Niners, bro. Their GM and that office over there had to have a real self-evaluation over there, and they just said Sir Lancelot wasn't just cutting it, man. They just felt they did bring him back in there.
Nah,
They
Lance
definitely
is
want the
here,
competition in.
but the word on the block is, when you talk to our guy that be on the trade situations. Now he's actually in the game right now, so I'll speak for him. But Trey Lance is on his way out of California. He's on his way out of San Clara. He's on his way out of the 49ers building, and we'll be playing close to that area. But we'll talk about that once that happens, once the approval happens and things go down. But man, look, when you bring in a guy like this, man, Lawrence Beckham, and not only nothing, was this a second or third round pick? Second round pick, right?
Yeah, second round pick.
I'll dive into it real fast. Go to it, see where you got him at.
Pick 16.
All right, so you beat me to it. Good shit. So we ain't got to worry about too much of nothing with him being in the second round like that. I really thought if guys was diving in, here's the problem. The Kuiper scouts didn't have him as a top tier quarterback. Like he wasn't in the top 4 first round graded quarterbacks, right? And I think that's probably why they slept on him. But if you really think about it, he was actually one of the fastest quarterbacks in the draft. Here's what I'm gonna say, Snake. Is this not Cam Newton?
6'6", his arm power, man. Hey, name like Beckham, like hey. I'm sure OBJ called him. Hey, look, he had that Brady effect. Hey, Cam, look, my son like your style when he playing quarterback. He needs some off-season coaching. Them summer, he spent some of them coaches, them summer programs. You know where he been at.
When you talk about the 49ers, man, let's ask this question. Trey Lance underachieved. Would you say yes or no to that?
Definitely. He's fanned out, and you've seen the development from Trey Lance. You would like to.
They gave Trey Lance a 3-year run to be able to try to get this 49ers team a playoff run, something, right? And he really underachieved. So let me ask you, Snake. Not only was this the steal of the quarterback room, was how big of a pick is this for the 49ers? And then get him in the second round, not even the first.
I think it's a great move by the. Shout out to the Niners for grabbing his nuts and saying that's a big move. Once you give up as much as you gave up for Trey Lance for Autumn first, to go ahead and move on, take another quarterback with a high second round pick like that. That's good. That's good. I think it's a good GM move.
Yeah, I think they had quarterback high on their list, but they watched the board, and that's the thing, man. When you dedicated to the draft and you actually watching what's going on, not just waiting for your pick, but watching what's going on. It was quarterbacks that went in that first round, and he waited. He was patient, and he was patient because we had this quarterback high on our board as well. And if he would have failed to us, we had him third round though. Like if we knew he wasn't a third round talent. We know he's a first round talent, but if he drops to the third round, we have to grab him. If he's still there when it's our pick, but he went in the second round, and I think he got a steal because he didn't get the best quarterback in the draft. What he got was we got to call him the best if he come out on the X Factor, and the rest of them didn't, right?
At least one of the highest potential quarterbacks. Then we need to see if he can reach his potential.
So let me ask you this: what is Coach Drew and that 49ers franchise getting with this guy right here? Like what? Let's talk about the upside of what this guy can do for that roster. Coming out of Penn State. Look, he took Penn State to the playoffs. Now they lost to Alabama in the playoffs, but he took them to the playoffs, and he had a great year in college. He threw 49 touchdowns three interceptions, and he threw for 4,800 yards. Um, so he had a great last year in college. So what do the Niners expect or should be expecting out of this kid, Lawrence Beckham?
Man, this like you said, this Joker is Cam Newton in the flesh. When you come out 6'6", 240, first of all them short distances, a lot of that short distance stuff, he can just lean forward, lay forward, and get them fourth and ones, fourth and inches. And you coming out with 88 trucking, he got 88 break tackle,
Oh
89
my
stiff
God.
arm, like 88 ball carrier vision, 80 carry. Like I mean, and then we
This
know
is
dude
really the
like to
second coming of Cam Newton for real. This is literally the
yes,
second coming of
Josh
Cam
Allen
Newton.
type. He got 96 throw power.
Yes. So the potential where he look, when you're looking at the attributes, you're looking at all things this guy come into the building with. The 49ers can open their offense up and be wide open because now they have a dual threat quarterback who's really like having a big fullback in the backfield as well. Their running back had a great year last year. He made the Pro Bowl. And now they get bringing a quarterback that can help with that run game as well. I think if they put the right scheme together with this quarterback, we should see them giving the NFC West some fits, man. They played close with Trey Lance, who wasn't really it at all for them. So if they can find a way to get him going, how long you think it'll take for him to really be to show us what he can actually do over there, being that he's a rookie? Do you think we've seen rookies go crazy? We saw the Broncos rookie go crazy last year. Are you expecting the same type of season out of Lawrence Beckham?
Um, and anytime I think this quarterback has it's a lot of vets around him. First of all, you got this team around him, this deep type of defense, and even on offense, it seems that they decided to stick with a lot of their vets, a lot of their original players. They still have a Debo on their roster. They still have George Kittle. Like um, you still got a Trent Williams. Like he's a second round prospect, but he comes in with more talent than Trey Lance immediately. Like
Right away.
I think we gotta hope. I think is it safe to say that the Broncos might have set a standard for rookie quarterbacks out here, man. Like the impressive year, the impressive year that the Broncos had with this rookie quarterback. How much pressure is on this quarterback right here, coming in behind Trey Lance and behind a dog rookie last year? Is it safe to say it's a lot of pressure on him this year? Like
I think
the
so. I think
spotlight's
it's
on him.
nah. I think the 49ers already their mind is made up. This guy is day one starter over there, and then once you go with a rookie quarterback, it'll be hard for you to like bench him through problems. Like he's going to give you some issues, and it's going to be some growing pains with him. But I think they need to ride out with him from day one. I think he's the day one
Yes.
starter, and they put all their eggs in his basket and allow him to develop with that team around him. The 49ers got a really good defense around them, and they got a solid offense. They got weapons. They have protection over there. All they got to do is not, just don't make him do too much. Like coast him through. You got to have games where you let him be a game manager. You also got to have games where you got to make him be a playmaker. But if you don't utilize everything Lawrence Beckham brings to the table, because we saw in real life what Cam Newton did from his rookie year to the MVP season when it came down to Cam being able to run the ball and then fling that thing down the field too as well. Cam was really unstoppable at one point in his career, and you got a guy that has those same exact traits, same attributes to be able to be that type of player for you. I think the run game this opens up not only his passing game, but the run game with this quarterback. If you're plugging those type of plays in. If I'm him, tell me if I'm wrong for this statement. If I'm him, I'm going back and watching early Cam football, his offense, and the things they did in Carolina with Cam Newton, and I'm coming back and I'm trying to make that work on a game on some Madden shit. Like I'm a really dissect the Panthers offense with Cam Newton when he was at his peak, and I will go to the MVP season the year he had when he was the MVP, he took his team to the Super Bowl, and I'll watch game footage from that and really try to install my offense around that. And I think if he do that, he can get that going. We looking at a
And
serious situation over there. What was
ignore a
that?
lot of the play and ignore a lot of the playbook, the
Hmm.
play stuff from Trey Lance. Like I
Yes,
hope
yes.
what we would like to see with this pick. I think this season will be a successful season if we see them develop that offense by ignoring and they learn from their mistakes with Trey Lance and Beckham on the same path. Let's see. I like to see him get off to a good start, a good path. They started right off with a 2-2 to get you three out here, division game off the break. So, man, I think this is a I mean, he's right in the five, man. He got like we just said, he got a lot of vets around him, and man, they ready to go in that Bay Area.
All right, we skipped the number one quarterback, not number one, but this was the second overall quarterback in the draft. Like far as the draft grade, they had him coming out the second best quarterback in the draft. Not saying he is, but that's what they had him. So James Camarillo, how you say that name? Camarillo.
Camarillo,
All right,
James
so Dak
Camarillo.
Prescott is now a backup quarterback on the Miami Dolphins roster. They did not sign him back. They let him go. D. West and his Cowboys let him go. You know, Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones. He's always looking to do something. Now, let me ask you this: you get rid of a Dak Prescott and you bring in this kid right here. Now, to me, the Cowboys have the offense. They're ready. They could plug this guy in. And I think they'll be fine. They also have the defense that could support this offense as well. But look, 6'5", 225. I'm telling you now, the theme of this year's draft was size. It was size everywhere.
No
A lot of
homo.
size at all the positions.
No homo.
No homo. No homo.
Speaking of that, man, we ain't got to talk too much about the what ifs and this, that, and the fourth with this guy, cause this guy had his rookie debut in another division game.
Okay.
Like and just looking at him, we see how he was highly scouted in the draft, man. He threw for 468 yards, four touchdowns, and five interceptions. The interceptions, like it don't really bother me too much. It is a little high, but when you playing he played like you say, he played the Commanders week one,
Mm-hmm.
and they lost. But we know they lost this 37-31 game, but we know that Commanders got one of the top D lines in the league. So
Right.
I mean that's actually pretty damn impressive, man. Come
So
on,
you
87
give him
personal
a pass
tackles
on the
for
five
89.
interceptions, right?
Yeah, you got to week one, like yeah, I mean against that defensive line, that's a hey Rick, welcome to the NFL moment right
Right.
away.
I agree.
Yeah,
I also
right.
think you hit the film room hard with him and you process that game that he just played to try to eliminate those five interceptions. Listen, any rookie quarterback can get away with interceptions because we expect it to happen because they're rookie quarterbacks.
You
But
come
the
out throwing
thing,
the ball 47 times and you're
right,
going to throw some interceptions.
right.
That's not the recipe for a rookie quarterback,
But does that
especially
show the
when
trust that they have in him
that
already?
that is exactly that shows that man, this guy, if we can keep this staff over here in Dallas locked in and keep the proper structure in this room, man, I think this is like a big statement. This is a big statement NFL debut game right here.
Yes, sir.
He only took three sacks and he was 31 to 47, 65 completion percentage against that in a division game I mean one of the top D lines in the league. Let's call it what it
Shit, that
is.
was his welcome to the NFL moment. That game right away. Right away thrown in the flames. Look, man, one of my favorite teams of this disc, one of my favorite coaches that is really accelerating in a big time way. He's doing a great job GMing, putting team together, got his players stepping. We always got the guys in the war race and things like that. This Seahawks team is steady improving. Now, let's start here first. They drafted a quarterback in the last draft that got them to a playoff, and they turned right back around and draft another quarterback the very next draft. So, can we explain that? First of
And
all,
it's
what was
funny.
the
It's funny that we would go there because that's a thing. That's we've seen this before in the NFC West division, where they drafted Rosen and came right back in Kyler Murray.
right?
And look, now the Cardinals just seen that week one, man. And not only that, man, this rookie had his debut game against the Cardinals. You know,
And they won the
against the
game.
AFC, and they won the game. They pulled a close one out. Demario James, his debut, 111 passer rating, 243 yards, three touchdowns, two interceptions, only and two sacks. He went 14 to 27 completion percent. Man, that is just, I think with this quarterback, we gotta keep his, we gotta see him with a level, keep a level head, not get too happy, not, not too high on them highs and not too low on the lows. But this is a hell of a debut for this guy, man.
Now he's coming from the Pac-12, Arizona, in an offense where it's an air raid offense. But now in Seattle, he's asked to turn around and hand that ball off and contribute in the run game. I think this move was made for them to go get a quarterback like this. I think they felt like to be able to accelerate their offense, especially off the play action. They need a quarterback that's mobile enough to get out of the pocket and make some plays with his feet, as well as out of the pocket and being able to throw running around. And I think they did that by getting this guy with the 89 speed, 91 excel. I think that's what they was looking for. Now you're not, because
Not
look,
only that,
throw power 92 is not great, not bad either, but 90 or above. Who's talking like he could throw the fling the ball, but he got high, short, and medium accuracy. Is that not the Seahawks offense? My question is, they do launch the ball. They will throw that thing downfield because they got the speed to do it. But in all actuality, when you get into the center of their offense, it's a lot of short pass throwing and heavy running over there. Does he fit the bill?
I think he's a great quarterback for this team to come in this
49ers.
situation and
James Cool, but
take
Seahawks
advantage
still
of things,
looking for
man.
they
Like you
franchise
say,
guy.
everything is not going to be put on his shoulders. He has some young, not call him diaper. He got some young vets over here, man. You got a Kenneth Walker that's developed over here. You got a Quez. We've seen Johnny Newman be a top receiver in the league. You definitely have some offensive pieces over here. And this guy,
Somebody out of the Seahawks camp just said he cool, but they still looking for their franchise quarterback.
mm,
Uh
interesting.
That's a hard statement to actually listen to in a sense, because you look. I mean, I guess I don't know, but two drafts in a
After
row, you've been
one
looking for your
game,
guy. Sooner or later, you better settle in on one.
after one game, you did take down the champ over there. Like that's that's interesting. I think that's something that we really need to stay tuned on that, man. Uh, I wonder about that statement. I mean, your guy come
Eyes
in
eyes.
one game right after getting drafted and have a very impressive win. Like I think you really need, like you say, you need to settle into a guy over here and and let your team gel. Like I don't think you'll reach your let's say what it is. We don't see too many rookie quarterbacks come in here and do what we seen the Dolphins do. Hoodie do it with the Dolphins and just do things like you in jail right away. You know what I
Right.
mean? I think you just need to take a little time, let him jail before. It's just surprising to hear that coming off such a big win, and this guy building up all that confidence for the GM and the owner to say that after such a big win coming right out the draft, especially after spending high draft capital on this quarterback. I guess he should
Yeah,
stay
I
tuned.
think
Round one, pick
yeah.
21.
Just pay attention. My thing is pay attention. I mean, here's the thing. I'm questioning the comment, but you kind of got to understand if that's what that's how he thought, thinking and talking, because he's have been doing a great. I mean, he did a 360 change on putting team together and actually winning ball games.
All right.
They have a vision, and that vision is his. And for that statement to come out like that, maybe they know something we don't know. They are inside. They get to see this man every day. They got to see him through training camp. They got to see him. You know what I mean. They know exactly what they got in this player. So we'll see going
Do they
forward.
do they talking like that coming off a big win come right after the draft, immediately after the draft? I mean, this guy didn't even get the full playbook and everything. Like they went right to the season. Look, you come on in, play, boom, play your game, had a big win. Like, do they
Is it
really
a
talk like
character
that?
issue thing? Maybe we just don't know something about him. Maybe he got a character issue over there. And if they can't contain that, maybe that's the problem. Because I don't see. I mean, everything else points to all signs up. Like, because I didn't have a problem with the quarterback they had last year, the Hawkins kid. I didn't think. I mean, come on, he got you to a playoff. Uh, I don't know. I mean, this team got to the
That being
playoffs
said,
without.
look, he is an upgrade. He is an upgrade over Harvey. He's a lot bigger. He's 6'5", 6'2", 231, and with that defensive line of the cards, in your division, you need a bigger, stronger quarterback that's just not gonna just let the ball go, taking them hits, or not gonna take so many of them sacks, man. I think that I guess we gotta
Let it play itself out, right?
you gotta let us play it out and pay attention to it, man.
Yeah, I was confused by the comment, but again, I'm not going to completely question the person that made the comment, and here's why. He's been
He
doing a
at
hell
least
of a
has a
job
vision. He
putting
is
that
doing a
team together
vision.
over there. So we'll see. We'll just pay attention to it right now. You know, you got a back up here, and hold up though. The Steelers drafted a backup quarterback. First of all, Mister Accuracy over there and Pickett, pick apart Pickett went to an X Factor at the this year, right?
Mm.
So now he got his quarterback on X Factor. So you know that's something I know he's been waiting on. That's something that he's mentioned to me when I mean he actually made a comment when he get X Factor, your DB's in trouble. So they go get Chuck Boston. This doesn't look like a high pick at all. It's just somewhere third, fourth round type
It's
pick.
like a fourth. I'm looking. It's like a fourth round pick at least. That's what that look like to me. Let's see, round four, pick 17. Yep.
So, all right, so not to spend too much time on him because I don't think that he'll be a starter. I don't think he. They did play the Bengals. Let's see if he got any snap counts. None. All right, so I think this is just a backup situation, man. They needed a backup
That's a
quarterback, and
great
they went
pick
and
for a
got one.
backup, man. You know, it's a nice and then we know they know how to do some developing the quarterbacks because Kenny Pickett is homegrown, so like
Yes,
he's gonna
sir.
develop players. So like I like that late pick, spending the fourth round. This a good thing of teams they drafting your needs, spending that fourth round pick instead of going to go get another wide receiver. Like he got a couple nice dogs,
Listen,
Williams.
they went crazy in the free agency. They bulked up that
Oh
offensive
man,
line. They spent a lot of money on that offensive line, and I think they're all in with Kenny Pickett, man. Pick you apart. Pickett is
48
that guy.
million.
So at the end of the day, I think that was just a backup move. They had the capital to do it, and they went and got themselves a strong backup quarterback. And I actually like that situation. And now the next quarterback we're going to talk about. This was the number one rated quarterback in the draft, as you can see, 84, true 84 overall right now. Now 2 years ago, the Colts drafted a quarterback. Is it safe to say that quarterback will not see the field unless the injury happens to Allen Bradshaw because they got the number one quarterback in the draft? And all signs pointing, look, man, anytime you're short, medium, deep accuracy is all over, 85 or above, that tells you something. You know you got a dog, you know you got somebody. Now look, 90 acceleration makes that 85 speed around 87. He's agile, he can move. Another tower, 6'5", 235 pounds out of Fresno State. Look, they also drafted the second best receiver in the draft, who's an X factor, big guy too, big body guy, to go along with the last year pick, the speed demon they had. It seems like the coach is trying to take pressure off of their running back, Jonathan Teller. Uh, can you see that same type of movement happening over here?
Man, I think that it's you spend an early draft pick on a quarterback on a team on a position like quarterback where you already have a starter. You have to upgrade. You know what
Right.
I mean? And so you want that rookie to bring in with more talent, a bit more talent than your present starter. Like man, Bradshaw, Fresno State, bro. He's a day one starter. He has to be. He's ready to go. I
Well,
just
he played this game. They played today, so let's see his stats. Talk about his stats.
see what he did. Like just another quarterback that showed his debut. And man, it debuted another division game versus the Texans, man. Look like the theme today. Debuts versus division games, man.
Yes, sir.
41-16. So let's we hop into it right quick, man. Man, let's see what my boy did today. 41-16. Let's see. Passing yards, 264 passing yards, four touchdowns, two interceptions, a 116 passer rating, 285 yards. Took two sacks. Like I mean, like
He
this is
played really
another
good.
26 for 33, 78 completion percentage. Man, this another one of them.
Mm,
Man, heck of a rookie debuts. I mean, when you got Jonathan Taylor and you got some of them Woods, you got that 6'7" tight end Jelani Woods over there.
mm-hmm.
Got a couple of vets, and then you still brought in some more weapons. And we know that Colts start with one of the better offensive lines. Like
Mm-hmm.
so, sheesh. I like this pick, man, and it looks like he's gonna get put to use early and often.
Yeah, he had a great debut, man. Allen Bradshaw is now the new starting quarterback in Indianapolis. So the Colts got themselves a signal call. They actually got the best quarterback in the draft. He was rated number one on everybody's draft board. All the scouts and analysts that ranked these guys had him ranked number one. Rightfully so too, man. 84 overall. So we should see some big things out of this guy, man. So we just show all the quarterbacks that actually are coming into starting jobs. And we had some guys that were backup situations as well. But Chuck Boston, I like to pick because that gives them depth at that quarterback position. So if something happens, God forbid, anything happens to pick them apart, pick it. They got a guy that they grooming right now, man. So let's get to this running back position, and let's start here now, Snake. Now it was some good running backs in the draft, right? But the number one
Hold
running
on
back,
one
look,
more thing.
we had a running back go number one overall in this draft. The
Man,
Patriots selected the number four rated best player in the draft. So let me ask you a question: did they get that right?
man, it's yet to be determined, man. The pick was a great pick. I just don't know too much about this owner over here, man. We just have to see what happened with this owner and this coach situation over here, man. We just to
Yeah,
be
they got an
determined. It's
interim
too
coach
early.
right now, and their coach is he's coming from the college level, and right now he's playing in a bowl game. Shout out to the Celebrity Bowl in Atlanta that will happen this Saturday between North Carolina Central and Jackson State. But the moment the coach get off the plane and get back to New England, he will be back in tune, locked in with his team, and to come into it, they drafted C.J. Cummins. Look, bro, 85 overall, 94 speed, 91 acceleration. The guy is agile. Change of direction is great. 80 strength. 90 ball vision. 85 break tackle, trucking and stiff arm. He's a dog. 5'10", 210. That gives them a guy that can really make some plays, and he also is a great receiver out the backfield as well. I like him. I think you could argue between him and the next guy behind him. When we get down to him, I'll talk about it. But you could argue between, who should have went one out of those backs. They both was top. We had two top 10 running backs
I
that go
will
this
say
year.
this. Cummins did go to LSU, and we know what them LSU Tigers did this year in that college. They had a phenomenal team. And as
Hmm.
you see, they had some top rookies in this draft on
Yes,
both
sir.
sides of the ball. So
Yes, sir.
that could have slightly have swayed that team, and and going with this kid. I'm like I say, I'm not totally mad with the pick. We just had to see his proper usage and the right scheme fit for him in his system.
Yeah.
But like I say, the next back that we was really looking at you talking about. Are we talking about meat
We talking
McCarry?
about motherfucking, I think I'm Big Meats. Larry
Meat
Hoover. Oh, my God. Listen,
Meachy
we'll get to him.
McCarry.
We'll get to him. But let's talk about Keenan Sloan. 79 overall. He over there with Jonathan Teller. I think that gives them depth over here. It looks like he'll be a guy that could be a third down situation, catch the ball out the backfield. But I don't think honestly, if I'm the coach, he'll get a red shirt year out of me. I'm not. I will get him developed a little bit more before, but sometimes you might just gotta throw people into the fire as well. So we'll see how that goes. I doubt he's going to be a guy that will be headlining at all in any of his games this year. Dalton Mallard, look, 5'10", 229 pounds out of Texas A&M. Big back. Now, remember, the Packers drafted a running back last year who had a great year. So, I think that just gives them depth here. They give themselves a power back in a sense to go along with the backfield they have already. But again, I don't see him as a guy that will be starting. And the Raiders drafted a running back that I think will be on a block with 90 break tackle, 90 truck, and 90 stiff arm. Another big power back, 6 foot, 225 out of
225.
Missouri. But they still have Jacobs over there, and they still have White Chocolate over there. So I can't see how he'll see the field at all. If you're looking for a guy that maybe you want to pick at fullback or something like that, maybe you go holler at the Raiders to get Tyrone Morton out of there.
It's a nice goal
Um,
line back.
yeah,
He
go
can't
great,
contribute. I feel he can
exactly.
contribute to a team right away. Just he's not an every down back. He's developmental, but he has it's a place for him in this league right
Yes,
away.
I agree. I agree. Definitely agree. Look, the Panthers, they got out of HBCU territory. They got Hargrove. I'm sorry, superstar running back. And then look, they got him a late round. I don't know what round he came out in, but they got a
Yeah,
steal here with a superstar. And he's another guy, 94 speed, 91 excel.
fifth round pick. Fifth
My
round
question
pick.
is,
Pick 25.
yeah, but you got Derrick Henry getting up there in age. They brought in Zeus from in the trade with McCaffrey to the Raiders, so they have a young back that's good. But I think this is a good move. Here's why: you're anticipating Henry to start to phase out a little bit with the age. It's a short run. Look, the NFL not for long, but for running backs, it's definitely a little shorter on their mile, especially a guy like Derrick Henry who carried took the load for Tennessee and then now at the Carolina Panthers. So I like this pick because eventually he becomes your tandem
Fall
running
back or you
backfield.
move
Yeah,
on, right?
yep. So I like this pick.
Yeah,
Very look 92
and it
ball
was an
vision.
early pick. You can't never get mad. You go grab a
Mm-mm.
superstar in the fifth round of a draft that comes out 81 overall, a lot, 94, 91 speed, excel. Like you can't. It's a great pick, man.
And in my opinion, he got to play kick returner, punt returner. And he's the type of back that should get 3 touches a game in the real offense, but like punt returner, kick returner to start his career off.
Little
Allow him.
Reggie Bush role,
Yeah, yep.
little catcher, baby. But this organization has had Christian McCaffrey, so they know how to put players on snap counts, give them a couple of plays, and get them in position to make some things. So
I
we've kind of
agree.
seen this before. It's a great pick.
I agree 100% on that. All right, so the next back, Tyler Morrison. Now look, Um, I think the Jets got a good backfield, but here's the problem: they have a new coach. So when you get a running back in the building from Central Michigan, 83 overall, guy has 94 speed, 90 XL. Another thing, ball vision, ball carrying vision of 92, right? Another one. I mean, it's not too off for the back we just looked at. For the Panthers, same type of situation. So in my opinion, I just don't know. I don't know how much playing time you get because I really don't know what that roster look like over there. But I do know they got
They
Bryce
got
Brees
Bryce
Hall,
Hall
right?
over there. This
Right.
second round, early round pick, like second
Steelers.
round pick 3. This is an early pick in the second round pick 2. With that speed and stuff. Yes, it's just sometimes you just see talent. You just regardless of what you look like, competition breeds greatness over in a lot of places. So
And you
it
never
wouldn't be
know
a
with a new
terrible pick.
coach what they like. You know what I'm saying? They might want their guys.
And then on top of that, yeah, like new coaches want their guys, and we can say with the previous regime, the coach couldn't put it all together. That's why they had a short stint. But the one thing they definitely did right, they did have a bring some great talent in this
Man, listen, all
as
3 drafts that we had in this league, the Jets went crazy.
yes,
They got talent all over that roster.
everywhere. Talent is
So,
there.
so the coach that's taking over this team is taking over a team that's really highly talented. They just got to get these pieces figured out, developed a little bit more, and put in situations where they can help turn this program around over there. Because they again had a great 3 years of drafting over there. All right, so the Steelers go get them a running back to go Najee Harris, Darryl Drake, little guy, 213, not small, NC State. I mean, he reminds me of the guy they went and traded for. What's the boy name that came from the Colts that they traded for? The running back, the little guy that be doing backflips and
Naheem
shit.
Hines.
Naeem Hines. This is like Naeem Hines in a sense, right? Look, same school too, North Carolina State. But when you're looking at this guy, 93, 93, good speed, like really good speed, 92 agility, 92 change of direct. So he's shifty as shit. Is this a change of pace from Najee Harris?
Man, this is Najee Harris. If you don't do your thing, you better look out, man.
Right. I mean, we might be looking at
It's
a,
not no pressure on him, but
I mean, Juke in
bruh,
94, spin move 90. I mean, the guy can catch the ball out the backfield. He got 85 special catch too. Oh my
that's what
God.
I was ready to go there.
He,
Let me
he,
get
he
past
ready
you.
to
So
catch the
we've
football.
seen the development of these receivers and this quarterback and this offense. We've almost seen. It's safe to say this is one of the better passes right now. That Pickett is really. We've seen Kenny Pickett develop as a passer.
Yes, we did.
Is it possible to
From
say
day
that
one
Drake
though.
could finish from day one? He's a homegrown talent, day one out the mud. Could Drake fit this system a little bit better than Najee?
I think he do.
That's it. Man,
Look,
that's scary to
Antonio Todd
say.
is doing a hell of a job with this team. He's doing a hell of a job with this roster. And the one thing you want to see is a guy that understands who they are on the game, and then they bring in the talent to match the things he see and be able to do the things he's looking for this offense to do. Every part of this offense has
His name
elevated
written all over it.
and
Every
elevated. I mean, and it all starts with the guy that can put the ball in spots that not too many quarterbacks in this league can do. And with that being said, I do think Darryl Drake is better fit
might
for
be
the
fitting the
system.
system. Shout out to the coach for going to pick him. He was drafted round 2, pick 17. Like That's dangerous. That's scary. I think we need to keep an eye on this backfield because sheesh. Which
How do they utilize Najee Harris and Daryl Drake together going forward? Like, what do you see happening with that backfield? I like it. I don't think Najee is a wash up and I mean a wash out because he's definitely been a great back for them. I think they still utilize Najee. I just think this guy brings a different double D brings a different development to this team. I think he brings, he helps this
Najee only
passing game big time.
27. Najee's 27, so he definitely come in and learn behind Najee. Najee's been a constant professional in this league over here, but Najee can still give you that big body in between the tackles, do it all back. But now he doesn't have to do it all. So
Right.
I think you have to put this young fella here in them proper positions. He's not responsible. He don't have to carry that load, but he has to get between. I think he has to get between 10 to 15 touches a game right
Yeah,
away.
you do. And
He
then we're not even
absolutely
just talking
does.
about the main offense. He also should be playing
Special
kick
teams,
returner, punt
everything,
returner.
man.
And then, and because he's not the starting running back, you'll see him coming down on kickoffs and things like that. I think he's going to be a big time player for this team. When it's all said and done, I think we're going to come back and talk about this being one of the better in the draft at the running back position. Because I think right now, day one, he's a third down back for this team. That means he's catching the ball out the backfield from out of the shotgun. He can do some things. And
Whether
then,
we coming out with double back sets or not,
yes,
he's on the field. Period. It's a lot. I think he's a player that can open up this offense even more, which
yeah.
is a scary thing to say.
Yeah. And then look, if you need him to run in between the tackles because you want to do some work with Najee Harris at fullback, he can do it. 80 break tackle,
Do
80
it.
trucking. Like for a little guy, he's tough. He can run in between tackles as well.
92 ball carrier vision. He has it like juke movie. I mean, it's almost like Reggie Bush. It's a Reggie Bush type player, man.
What if I
Type.
said, you know,
He got a 90
what if
vision.
I said Barry Sanders type player?
Christian McCaffrey.
90 spin, 94 juking. I mean, the guy is super, super, super elusive. Like, we looking at a really good back here. This is a really good pick in the second round and get this back right now, man. All right, so we're gonna see what the Steelers are gonna do with him. How, you know what? They played their game. Let me go look at his stats to see if he got any time on the field. He touched the ball 3 times for 19 yards, 6.3 yards a pop, and he had a broken tackle in the game. Let's see if we caught the ball at the backfield. No passes out the backfield. What about kick return, punt return? One
Kick
return for
return
28
for
yards
28 yards.
and one punt return for 1 yard. So everything we talking
He's
about,
getting
he's
work
been in
in.
that yeah, he's been in that
Yep.
situation.
Okay.
Yeah, it's solid, bro. I like
Definitely
this
like to
pick.
see him catch some passes out the backfield, but
Yeah,
like I say, that was I believe just that was a division game too, right?
yep,
I told
division
y'all
game, yep.
that's look like that's a theme for week one, man, versus the Bengals. So I'm not mad. I mean, we'd like to see him catch some passes out the backfield, but I'm not mad because it was a close game, 34-28 game. That just means you went
Hmm.
to Najee a few more times down the stretch, and you didn't try to dick ride the rookie. So I mean, shoot, he didn't have no catches out the backfield. We might be calling that great coaching to go sticking with Najee to pull a win out in that game,
Yeah.
34-28. So, I mean, I guess we're seeing just exactly what we expect to see from him. I mean, touches on the field, like close game, go to Najee, man. Sheesh.
All right, so we look at the Jaguars, and here's what I say: this guy ain't gonna see at all. The reason being is they drafted St. Clair last year, so they got their starting running back and a backup. They already solid over there, in my opinion. So we're not gonna spend no time on Wald. We talked about C.J. Cummins. All right, let's get the. I think I'm big meat. Larry Hoover was the work.
Well, do we see this guy,
Hallelujah. Oh
man?
my God. So the number one
What
rushing
did you
attack
see
last
with
year
this
was the
guy,
Baltimore
man?
Ravens. They ante up at pick six and come get Demetrius Taylor at 5'11", 225, 94 speed, 94 excel,
First of
94
all,
change of
man,
direction,
is
94
this the
change of direction,
highest we've seen the
82,
Ravens take a
94,
running back in the
95,
draft
95. Oh my God. Let's get
at
to
pick
it. Yep.
six? Is this
Yeah.
the highest we've seen the Ravens take a running back in the draft?
Yes, sir.
And what did you see in this guy, man?
I saw the beast. I saw perfect fit for what we want to do. If you look at the Baltimore Ravens in real life, when they're healthy and you got J.K. Dobbins and then you got what's his name? I hate when I had names on tip of my tongue.
Gus
Gus Edwards
Edwards.
in the
You
backfield.
got
You see what
Kenyon
that
Drake
run game
coming.
can do,
He's your
right?
third. You know what I mean?
So
Take some pressure off
that's
Mark
the thought
Walton.
process. We want to get into our pistol game. As simple as that. And to do that, we want to have three of the most scariest threats in the backfield: and Lamar Jackson, Meech, and AI. We know what we got out of AI, and it takes some pressure off of him. Because when he can't get it going, and guys are really keyed in on him, we need another guy that can really, change the pace for us a little bit. We're big on this guy, and this is also you get a running back like this with the sixth overall pick because you really most of the positions you're looking to get is luxury because you handle that in the first two drafts, whether you drafted them or you traded for them. So the pieces that we have on this team, we feel like the team is already legit. They just need to grow up together, and we're good. We've been in the AFC Championship 2 years in a row. I don't think too many other positions we draft would even be able to get on the field at this point, and we found a guy that could get on the field for us. He's not a starter. He won't be a starter, but you won't be able to tell that he's not a starter because he's going to play a lot of football for Baltimore. But this was just you know what? If there's anything that we need to get better at running the football in packages where Lamar is a threat running the football, and Demetrius Tellers helped us do that.
I needed that big bell cow.
Yes, sir.
C20 Fizz.
That
Yeah.
guy that can get busy. Because look, he's fast, agile. He's going to better do everything. He can run hard, all that shit. So once he grow up, and then look, he came with the X factor. The only other one in the draft with that type of title is Cummings. That's why he went from one overall. Now, with that being said, we don't have a coach on Cummings, so you don't get to see him unlock. We was able to unlock. This is our player we unlocked. Again, when you got a rookie class that is going to come in and most of them are going to be red shirted, you have a guy that you really zero in on, and that's why we moved the way we move picks and things like that, move players to get to six, because we thought, if we didn't get in that top 10, I think he was the top 10 type talent in this draft, and if we didn't get to that down, you don't get this type of player. So when you think about the 24 draft class, we know we have a guy that we should look back on and be happy that we picked him at six overall. Um, and I think this helps, us continue to be in the top three as one of the top three rushing teams in the league. We've 2 years in a row as a team, we've led the league in top three as a team running the football. So we want to continue that, and that's what that pick does for us. All right, Roman Pickens won't play a down development stage, and as you can see, we start getting to the 22-year-olds. All right, so let's take a look at the wide receivers. Now, this is a good conversation for us, though, Snake, because here's the thing: the wide receiver position is always a lot of receivers to choose from. So, in sense, you can if you're a guy that need a receiver but need other needs, because the receiver pool is so deep, you can actually go get those other needs and come back and still get yourself a really good receiver. But the problem is, we're going to see a lot of good receivers go to teams that didn't need a receiver at all. So I ask you, Snake, what does that do to the receiver pool when we know that's going to happen every year? Guys are going to attach themselves to receivers no matter how many they drafted the year before or the year before that.
You see a lot of guys. One thing in this league and a lot of leagues, you see a lot of guys jump for the big splashy picks, the wide receivers and the cornerbacks, and not actually take their needs, which in fact just let some of the top dogs, actual top real dogs in the draft, drop.
Drop,
So
right,
if you're a
and get,
GM
yep.
that can if you're a GM or a coach that can actually be patient and stick to your game plan, like you can turn your whole team around because you got so many people. You're gonna see people with eight, nine receivers, six, seven, nine, eight, nine cornerbacks, and
Hmm.
that don't need them.
That
So
don't
you,
mean
you
them.
but you'll see a line. You see some linebackers drop, or the top offensive lineman. You'll still be able to go get the best offensive lineman in the fourth round, or
Hmm.
or early in the late in the third round and
Hmm.
stuff like that. You still get top players at certain positions. Some people just don't learn.
I think a lot of guys be like, I need this, and that until the draft opens up and they get the see combine numbers, and then they be like, I needed that, but fuck that, I'm getting
Hands be sweaty palms and like
boy.
they be getting you don't stick to it like it
But
shit
here's what
man.
I say: if you're a guy that do that, don't complain when you play a team and a certain position group busting your ass, and you ain't addressed that position group yourself. The position group that can counter that. If you don't address it, that's on you, right? You keep drafting receiver
Yeah,
after receiver after receiver, trading for receiver after receiver, corner,
and
safety,
we'll
safety,
see
and
we'll see this something we'll see is like for instance just we'll see this later on as we go through these rookies. We seen the Commanders in the first round take an offensive lineman. How many teams did we see take an offensive lineman in the first round?
Not
We know
many.
their D line is strong. We know they have some weapons on offense and defense. Like he, you know
And
they had a
Najee
rookie
Israel was
quarterback
sacked
last year.
over 40 times last year. So at the end of the day, you have to address the offensive line. They did exactly that. I mean, we saw the Cardinals address the offensive
Hey,
line this year too before doing anything else.
we seen the Seahawks address their offensive line early and often last year, and still come back take another offensive lineman this
Hmm.
year. So like, not to be getting too far ahead of ourselves, but you know, you got some coaches and GMs who actually, you know, think about the bigger picture, just not just the splashy pick. Man, with that being said, this was definitely a this was one of the themes of this draft was size. Pause, no homo to all y'all out there, but man, we seen a lot
It
of
was
big
size
boy wide
everywhere.
receivers out here.
Size everywhere. All right, so Antoine Gaither goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. He's an 82 overall. Not going to kill you with speed, but he can with that 97 special catch and that high jumping. This guy can be a red zone threat. We already know the Eagles do a great job of getting their receivers the ball from anywhere on the field. But getting their guys the ball in the red zone, you got a guy that can get the 50-50. It changes some things. I think they could take their time with him, especially when they get Devontae Smith back. I mean, they have three of the best receiver tandems in the league right now with the receivers they already have. You add this guy, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if it was a position of need for the Eagles, that fourth receiver spot is a big deal for them because they had a running back that they turned to a receiver for last 2 years. So now they get themselves a guy that can go on the outside along with DK Metcalf, while AJ Brown and Devontae Smith eat the slot up. So I like this pick. I think it was a great pick.
And you
Um,
know that he bring Metcalf out the backfield over here, so you
yes.
still give you a big body on the outside. We
Hmm.
definitely seen definitely moves Metcalf around, so he has a mentor over there.
Yep.
Play the same style to fall right in the system. Like it's going to be very interesting to see this development of this
I
guy.
think you see Antoine Gaither on the field when they get to about 30 yards going, 30 yards going in. Once they get to that, that gray zone, right before the
Right.
red zone, you'll see him on the field. All right, the next receiver, Junior Brown. Look, I like this pick. Um, the Browns collected receivers in this draft, but here's the thing: they lost Amari Cooper in this draft. Is this kid the replacement of Amari Cooper? I don't know. I think they got a better one because I think they got the number
They
one
got John Baker,
graded. Yeah, they got the number one graded receiver in the draft
Georgia.
as well. So they bring Junior Brown in, 6'2", 200 pounds out of Liberty. Good speed, 93 speed, 93 XL. Great agility, great change of direction. This guy, once he gets developed, he's going to be
Well,
a
this is a
threat.
great pick. This is a
Yeah.
round six, pick eight pick, bro.
Oh
So
my God, and a superstar at that.
this is a win.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
matter. This is a win
yeah. Shout out to
for
Hillberger's
definitely a
War
shout
Room
out.
because they dug deep and got him super late, and they won because they got a superstar in the sixth round. That's what's up. All
They
right,
get the
next up,
top receiver.
Kenya Anderson, 5'11", 220 pounds out of Ohio State. 8 overall. Another, late round pick, 92 speed, 92 excel. I like the fact, that 220 on a 5'11" body. He got like a running back type build with him. What do you expect to come out of this guy? Do we see the field with the weapons they have over there already, or is this a guy that's going to be green?
I think it's a great pick, round seven, pick 27. He'll definitely be groomed. I think this is a guy that gets groomed over here. When you have, we start the likes of Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Last year, didn't they take a guy Phillips and
Yeah.
took two rookies and got two rookies this year? Like they kind of overloaded at the receiver room. I'm sure they probably make a move or something like. If not, they just bringing them in. You know, red shirt year. It'll be a red shirt year for him. I don't
They
think this is
they
a
they
year.
grab guys and don't ask questions. They grab them and say we'll figure it out later on.
We'll figure it
I
out
think
later on.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Dolphin strategy is if I grab him, you can't get him. Simple as that. Cause he be stacked at positions and then he tear free agency up and just be having
And
niggas
won't
sitting
trade.
and you
Just
won't do
hold him.
nothing,
Let him
right?
sit there.
You ain't playing with him.
Man,
Simple as that.
he
He
ain't got to
kill a
see him.
competition by making them play on his side. Like he gonna say, I don't give a fuck. You on the bench, you gonna sit here, but you ain't going
Man, look.
nowhere else. All right,
I can't
now
say nothing. He ain't got a ring that way, and he made it deep in the playoffs. So look,
yeah.
whatever he's doing is working out there. Keep
Yes,
it up.
sir. Keep doing it. So look, when we talk about overall and top dog receivers, everybody and their mama stayed away from one of the best. Now look, the other 6'4" receiver. We looking down. If you go down a couple, is Chamberlain, and he went in the top 10. Right, but you're looking at 6'4" and great speed. But here's the thing. Again, the Colts won again. They got the number 2 receiver on the board, and they got the only X factor receiver in the draft right here at 6'4", 220.
Chio.
They got the speed guy last year, big body guy that has 96 speed, 96 cell. Now they got the possession guy and the red zone threat, and they do a good job with their aggressive catch player this game. They do a pretty good job of what this game allows you to do when they throwing them things up. Go get it 50-50. I mean, 97 special catch. We know he's jumping out the building. This is a win right now because now they got a true number 1 and a true number 2 receiver over there, and one can stretch the field and the other one can beat you up in the red zone or in possession situations. When you're worrying about Jonathan Taylor, because they'll give him somewhere between 30 to 35 carries a game if they have to. What happens when you start to come up and cheat these guys and they got 6'4", 220 and 6'3" speed demon on the other side? They're starting to get into a situation where that quarterback they drafted this year has some weapons around him to be able to be successful all year. I think the Colts elevated their team with this pick.
Weapons and protection. They already had the protection for their quarterback. You go draft a young quarterback. You got Jonathan Taylor, man. It's about mismatches, man.
Yep.
And you leave this guy one on one with. It's not a lot of 6'3", 6'4" cornerbacks out there, so it's about mismatches, man. This is actually a great pick. This is a heck of a pick.
I love it. I
Really
love
like
it
it.
because once he unlocked, again, he's an X factor, and they got a superstar next on the other side of him. They're getting legit on offense with that line to go along with it. Next pick, here's another one of the better receivers in the draft. The question is, the team he went to? This is a first round pick for the Jaguars. So my question is, I thought the Jaguars were kind of solid at the receiver position. So I'm a little concerned about why was this the pick? Why was this a first round selection for the Jaguars?
Wow, but this is an early first round
Now, one
selection
thing I will
for
say is the
Washington.
Jaguars, they might not be successful in winning games, but the one thing they do is win in the GM room. So maybe this was I'm picking the best available player because I killed the first 2 drafts.
Well,
Mm.
I think okay. I'm just looking at their roster. I'm thinking that what they had. Maybe they just don't feel they had a lot of speed at in the wide receiver room over here. Um, you got that big body over there. He's 87 speed, 92, but I don't know. Maybe he didn't feel he had a lot of speed on his wide receiver. Christian Kirk's getting older. You
There you
got
go.
Rollins.
There you go. Right there. That's it.
Yeah, Christian
It's
Kirk's getting older. He's
it's
28.
yep. That's it. It's the you could tell they ready to move on from Kirk,
Man,
and he comes right in and plays that role. I mean, I think he's good
it's
enough to be
costing
on the
them,
field as a 1, 2, or 3 for that team.
Um, I guess he should come in there. He should come in there as a three. I would guess. I would think you got to. Maybe he might be a two. I don't
I
know.
think, yeah,
Maybe he's a two, three in different packages. I guess he's going to see some time on the field right away.
yeah,
I'm
you're gonna
looking at the
have to.
roster over here. He has
Um,
to. Top 10 pick 9 in the first round.
right.
He should be a day one starter. I think he has to be.
That's what I was saying. For them to pick him that high, they see something. It's a vision there, right? You don't just
Yep.
pick it and be like, I'm just gonna pick this the best looking player I think I'm gonna just got. They had some type of intentions on this. And maybe it is the Christian Kirk situation, man. Like maybe they ready to move on from Kirk and
Yeah.
bring this guy into the fold. I like the pick. I think he's better than the rookies they had a couple years ago. He comes in with a better overall than those other rookies he drafted. So they definitely upgraded in a sense. So we'll see how it shakes itself out over there. But we like Dwight Barkley over there from out of Tennessee, 5'11", 205 pounds. The guy he's very agile with the ball in his hand. He can do some special things. He still got work to do in development stage when it comes down to running routes and things like that. But who doesn't when they step into the NFL? He can run a route tree. The one thing about him at the combine was how he got in and out of his breaks and running a route, especially during his pro day. So they like the guy. And honestly, this was a good pick because this is one of the better receivers in the draft, right? So
Right.
solid pick. Next up, Corey Lewis goes to the Lions, 6'3", 216 pounds out of UCLA. I don't think he sees the field though. They had a really good rookie last year that played really well for them at the receiver position. And then they still got the guys over there that they have
There's
in
no rush.
Jamison Williams. No rush for
No
this
rush
kid.
for Sam to see the field. He was when you draft a player in the fifth round, pick 23, that comes out with this high overall. That's just man. Let's call it what it is. That's great GM and Corey Lewis coming in at 79 overall. 81 with the arrows up, 91 speed, 6'3". He's a red shirt, but situation. I'd call him a red zone situational player. You
Right.
know, I
He
can see
don't
him
really need
make.
to see the field right now. He got time to develop.
He could be making a little difference. You can see him with some catches, picking up second half of the year.
All
Red
right, so
zone
let's talk
product.
about the receiver board. Here's the thing: when you watch the first six teams pick their players, I would even go first seven, pick their players. You really saw a really good job of those guys understanding their needs. Because when you look through the draft and you find this guy and see his combine numbers at that size, it's no way that you didn't have this guy pegged
Top five.
somewhere. Like, oh my God,
Top 3 or 5.
right? Um, because of his size and speed, it can make this guy a top five pick or a top 10 pick. But I'm gonna go on a limb and say this: I don't think he's a top 10 pick, even though he went in the top 10. For Madden, he's a top 10 pick. But if you really look at it, again, it was him in the draft, but not the size. And what does this do for the Rams though? Honestly,
Well, we saw it last year. Didn't we just see this last year
with
with the
with
Vikings?
Peyton, right? I mean, with Clayton,
With
Clayton
Clayton.
from the Vikings.
So
We saw what type of year
so
he had. Um,
I mean, I think the Vikings set a standard. Like he's a player. Clayton wasn't necessarily projected, but when you see that type of ability and those just that Metcalfish, how can you not take this pick? Like
ain't that what you looking at? DK Metcalf all over again.
man, that's kind of like what this guy is, man. It's like a DK Metcalf. It's like yeesh. I think he comes in and busts his elbows and really, man. Then when you got that name, the Chamberlain name, man, like you already know it. You got the DNA for to
Right.
be great.
Throw that thing up, right? Catch that bitch off the
Man,
backboard. That's what they grade. He grade throw all oops to this
yeah.
guy.
Hey,
Okay,
look,
circle around the death. Get out the way.
he gonna be dunking in the
So,
celebration in the end
right.
zones,
I
man.
mean, this is a big time pick. Listen, he got the wow pick of the draft. Damn, he went to the Rams. That's what that was. As soon as he got picked, the fucking Rams got him. God damn on. Right? That's what that was. Now it's going to be interesting to see what type of receiver he's gonna be. I mean, Tutu's been a guy over there, seems like. But they bring this guy in. I think he gets immediately thrown into the number one receiver role.
And they
And got
drafted
to get
another rookie
active.
too, so
And then not that, they also got one of the better tight ends in the draft. The Rams went crazy on offense. They said they wanted to be the greatest show on turf, and they wanted to bring back the those Rams with Marshall Falk in them. And it seems like that's what they doing when they go get this type of speed. Because for them to be the greatest show on turf, they had to have the speed to do it. They're matching it now. Tutu already flying, and now you got Chamberlain coming in here, a big body receiver that's a mismatch for 90% of the corners in the league, just by size alone, speed and everything. I like it. I like the pick, big time pick. Shout out to Onk for this pick. Next up, Alex Townsend. You're starting to see the trend now. 6'5", 219. Not a speed burner, but he can go get the ball. 96 special catch, man. Anytime you got a guy that can go get the football like that, you're dealing with a situation right now. I love it. Love the pick because I think the Chiefs needed to get these type of receivers in the building. Here's why. I think what's been going on over there in Kansas City hasn't been working. But I do think if you build it, it will come. And what I mean by that is I don't know how long Patrick Mahomes will be Kansas City Chief because they've been trying to get rid of him. They just want way too much for him, which is turning a lot of guys off the game. But your window with him is short now. When you get a guy like this, you put pressure on defenses because again, you get another guy that can go get the 50-50. This team really want to. They're not going to utilize what Patrick Mahomes really about, which is launching that bitch down the field from angles that no other quarterback can do. But what they want him to do is they want him to get his short game on. They want him to be able to nickel and dime you up and down the field while the run game is working, and they march down the field with drives. And this is what this team is looking to do. I know we spoke today about it. I think Allen Townsend helps them secure that drive. So when Once they get to the red zone, this guy can make the play to pick them, give them 6 and not 3.
Yeah, this is something that they didn't have over there. We know the past of the Chiefs. They got Reek. They brought in, different. They brought in Interstate 11,
Right,
Juju, this, that, and the
right.
fourth.
They
Hardman. They
big
haven't
body
seen
guy.
full
It's just
development.
he
They
not
haven't
stretching
seen
the
full
field though.
development of Hardman. Well, you don't have to stretch the field. We've
Exactly.
seen Travis Kelsey arguably be one of the best tight ends. Show his being he can be one of the best tight ends in the NFL history. Period. Just route running and getting open and understanding the zone concepts and stuff. Like, I mean, why can't Townsend do the same thing? Like, this is a great pick, man.
I
Great
like it. I think
pick.
it's a hell of a pick. I think it's a hell of a pick for them. They attacked the running back room last year. They come back and
Round
they get,
five.
and then they don't have to draft pick on this kid. So for them to get him, I like that because you about to get a 5th round pick that's going to be a 1st round talent for this team.
To contribute right away.
Yes,
That can
sir.
be
Right
right
away.
away.
All right.
Nothing else in
So
the red zone.
the Seahawks go out and do it again. Go draft another guy with speed, receiver that's flying,
Speed kids.
95 speed, cell. The thing with him is, maybe punt return, kick returner, but the fact, out of Ohio State, so you're coming off a guy that can run the route tree pretty solid. What I'm gonna say about this guy is that this saw speed and he was there at my pick, got him. And now with that being said, there's no pressure on this kid. I'm not expecting this guy to come in and be a starter or do anything because they already have those guys on the edge to do the things that he can do. But I do like the fact that maybe they slot him up and do a lot of little jet sweeps and things like that with him to get creative with this kid and let him do some things. Same things he did in Ohio State. He played a lot of the slot. It was at times where they made him play running back and gave him 20 carries in the game. So I think if they can utilize him, but they don't need to really rush him into his growth. They can allow him to develop over there. Michael Boyd. Anytime you get a 5'9", 190, anytime you get an Ohio State receiver, you get somebody that's
Round
that's
three
proven.
pick. This is a great pick with that speed, bro.
Again, the Seahawks, man.
With the
I don't think
vision, the
there's
Seahawks had
too many
somebody
other
with
people
vision
that's
over
doing
there. Like,
moving like them. They're getting it done, man. They getting it done. Really getting it done the right way too. And they're doing a hell of a job with this roster. And
man,
the
what we
thing
like
is,
to see from the
what's good about seeing this is, again, you can see things that can get done without when you got
without
guys that
jumping
yeah,
way early.
without guys thinking, oh man, nah, bro, shit can get done. You're watching guys in the league do it, and those guys in the league do it are steady improving because they're doing it the right way. They're not just attracted. I mean, he loves speed. He's going to draft. Get it, but man, you can have this type of draft when you drafted the entire interior offense and defensively.
Early.
They got their in the first 2 drafts. They cleaned up on the front lines for them
This
to
is
be tough. This is a fucking
this
tough
is
football
also a
team.
product of seeing the completion of the Metcalf deal and trade.
Hmm. Hmm.
When a team you trade a player like that in an organization and you see patience from an organization
Patience.
and
Yep.
not feel the pressure to jump up and take, oh, this player has his speed, let's see him, let's wait and see what falls to us, take the best player available. The first couple of seasons, especially last year, we've seen him take the best lineman available to him. Now you can go in your bag a little bit and just take not necessarily the best thing that goes through and take what you want. And we know this team like speed. It's that
Right.
Pete Carroll stuff. Like, he has an inside track on a lot of these young cats in college, and we see this GM taking advantage of it again, man. This
But
is a
didn't me
solid
and you
pick,
talk
man.
about that? Like not to go past this past. Think about you having the draft you had this year, right? And how hard it was to be high in the draft at every round. You had pick number 2. Not only that, you traded for picks in the second round to the fourth, 5th round. That was high picks as well in the top 10. And you was patient. You picked your needs, right? But because and I'm saying this because he did the same thing. A couple of trades he made loaded him up for 2 drafts, right? It gave him a 2-year run on fixing the Metcalf situation. Same things you did over there in Tampa Bay, put you in a 2 year situation. So now this draft, you went completely and got all your needs, and you went and got the right needs. So what happens now you get to look for toys now. And I think that's where the Seahawks is at. You see him looking for a quarterback. He wanted to upgrade there. He was able to do that. You only can do that when you complete your offensive defensive line, right? You got those your secondary. You got a guy that came on the game with you that leads your secondary. You got better there too because they got a safety that was pretty solid in this draft too. They're doing it. Listen, bottom line, they're doing a great job, and they jumped a lot of guys in this league when it comes down to not development, when it comes down to picking the right pieces to help accelerate your team's elevation. And
And
it's
not
a
only
lot
do
of
you see them
guys
picking the right
that ain't
pieces,
doing
we
it better
also
than
see
them.
them. We see them developing a lot of those pieces also as well.
Hmm
So, man,
Anytime you
definitely
got
shout out
offensive
to the
linemen coming
Seahawks,
in
man.
84 overall and they as a rookie and before season end they're 95 overall, when I don't have the XP on high, at all. So now the offensive line and interior guys develop a little faster. I think I got them on like 130. Got all the skill players on 100. So it's not like the XP is at 300 and they developing at a crazy, speed. So it's him. He's doing a great job with this team over here. I think guys that used to look down at him should be like taking notes from him right now because he's been listening, and that's what happens when you watch every show and you're the number one fan on the real talk shows. Because when we're handing out keys, he's motherfucker taking them and starting the cars every single time and doing that shit. And he also you could feel it that he got his own twist on it too. So it's not
He's
like
doing he's
you
doing
know
things kind of his way. He's listening to input.
exactly,
He's not
exactly.
he's a person who's not being a robot in here. He's
Hmm
listening and taking advice. And he might use a template, a bit of a template, what he sees some people doing, or actually probably what he sees some people not to do at
Night,
times.
yeah, right.
Let me go address my offensive line while everybody addressing wide receivers and
Yep,
cornerbacks. Let me, you know what I mean? Like,
yep.
man, shout out to the Seahawks, man. I like this pick, man. I'm interested to see what this guy does. Definitely one of the faster wide receivers that came out in this draft.
I would say this: if you're not happy with what you doing and what you did in your team, take a look at his team. You can even go as far as taking a look at the Broncos team as well. Two guys that really are accelerating their clock right now, and becoming guys that are moving the needle a little bit in this league in a short time.
Some people excel their clock by trading for great players. Some people excel their clock by going to draft and players and making them great, man.
Yes,
And we
sir.
definitely seen some good. I think that Broncos team was a good reference team because the Broncos and the Seahawks both had some young pieces. Seahawks start out with a few more pieces, and we're constantly seeing some of these names up here in these awards and stats and everything else.
Hmm
And we've seen the Seahawks made the playoffs in a couple of years, even with their
Yep.
rookie
2 years
quarterback. So
straight.
yeah, shout out to the Seahawks and the Broncos. Like, why we talking about Diaper Dandy talk? Those are two good teams to talk about
Yes,
to
sir.
dive into at some point.
And honestly, if for watching, I would want to ask him this, even though I still had a draft, I can go look for myself. I don't think his quarterback was higher than an 80 overall and got him. I think he was like a 79 coming out and got him to a fucking 91 overall. At one point last year, he was playing at a 95. So let's not talk like these guys can't get developed. If you're a guy that dick ride the same 2 to 3 players every year, you're going to get results that way. If you're a guy that know how to bring guys in and develop them, because if you shitting with your one receiver, your whole receiver group raises. If you're shitting with a defensive lineman, your entire defensive line start to develop. Like those things matter, and these guys got it right now. Two of the last guys to join this league to be a part of the core is now better than some of the guys that was giving them advice
But I tell you
and
another
doing the
team
things that they doing right
that
now.
shown some another team that shown some development with some young players, some have gotten the most out of some young talent would have to be the Dolphins as well.
Yep,
Dolphins took a rookie quarterback to the Super Bowl and won it.
and won
And
it
I don't without abilities.
without abilities
Right.
on
So I
star
don't.
won that
Who
shit.
who else we done seen do that type of things? Like I just think we do talk about a lot of the stuff and this, that, and the fourth, but I don't we don't want to let some stuff slide and miss unnoticed. But some of these accomplishments we talking about with those teams, like man, that's some big feats by all three of those teams, man. That shows some things how them teams is winning in the draft and the off season and
Because they
developing great players,
listen,
man.
those guys you just mentioned are locked into their situation. They've looked themselves in the mirror and they only worry about what they got going on. And because of that, you see it. You see the success happening. They're not worrying about shit but what they got going on. And and because of that, and then and if things happen, they figure out how to fix it. Or if they got holes, they trying to fix it. And you see it. You see it throughout their rosters, and all that does is turn into success. Because if you can build it, it's gonna come. Simple as that. Now, the number one receiver in this draft was John Baker out of Georgia, 6 foot 29 pounds, 85 overall. As you can see, the highest overall. And when I say highest overall, I'm not talking about these guys that got green arrows on them. I'm talking about high, true, no arrow at all, 85.
Face card. You talking about the face card, the
Yes.
bullet face card, the actual overall on them.
Look, man, 99 special catch right now. Do you know what type of look 6 foot though? With that type of go get it. I mean, he's the most sharpest receiver in the draft when it comes down to running and everything. Look, they replaced Amari Cooper fast, and they did it with him first. Not even just the guy we saw at the top when we first started talking about the Browns and what they did. They have a legit number one receiver right now who can come in this league, and in a few games, this guy is unlocked. Right now at 85, if he unlocks, he has availability to both his boxes, and
Both
not
his
only
slots.
if he unlocked does he have both boxes available to him, he has most of the attributes that he needs to better use those boxes. When most guys got the superstars, right, and then they open box and they can only get like two or three things. He's going to better open up a few things on both those boxes. So you're looking at a situation right here. And I think the Cleveland Browns, especially with the young quarterback they got to make a decision. Is it Sean Watson or the young guy they got? Both of them are good quarterbacks, in my opinion. Which one is ready to leave the dirty ass Ohio or Cleveland to try to turn some things around. This team stole wins in a few seasons, but they haven't really put it together yet where they can turn it into a winning situation. Especially when you're paying a guy 200 or
Quarterback.
300 million guaranteed. He
The
needs to
guy
get
that's
it
gonna
done.
get a quarterback over here is the guy that can outdrink the owner over here.
Right?
So like
Simple as that. Because he's drunk as hell
that's all
over
that
there
shit is
handing out that
all
type of
dilly
chicken.
dilly, man. Like look,
Mm-mm-mm.
hey, getting the owner all drunk and shit, and then like signing that contract.
Yep.
So like, yeah, man. But
Simple as that,
man,
man. All
yeah,
right,
bro.
so
As
like
we
you
see,
said, Hoodie got another guy, John Sims. Looked like a third round pick. 93 speed, 92 excel, 94 jumping. Got some red arrows down. They just took a loss. But again, I don't think these are weapons that we really got to worry about right now. I think this is just getting depth there and doing Hoodie shit right now. Like I'm picking at this point, you're just picking what you want because I think
second
they do
round
have
pick
the roster.
27. Second
Well,
round pick 27, and at the end of the day, it's a late second. But like when you got players like Reek starting to get up there a little bit, we had heard some I thought we heard some rumors earlier in the off season. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I thought Reek was out of there.
I thought he was. So like man, now seeing that's the second Dolphins young boy that we seen, man. Shoot, maybe that off season was cut short just a little bit by EA, man. Maybe some stuff is to be continued, man.
Here's the thing.
It,
You was on
it
headset
ain't
with
no
us,
rush though. It's
right?
no rush.
I had a great talk with Hoodie after the draft, where he
Right.
self-reflected, talked about his loss against the team he lost to in the playoffs. He also talked about some of the things that he needs to do going forward. We had a complete great conversation, just on some straight football shit, and he gets it. He understands what he's doing right now. And you see, and this is why he's always playing in big games. Um, and this is why his team is successful the way they're doing it, and he showed that. Again, come on, bro. Not too many guys are running around here without a quarterback that's on at least a superstar, right? And he's running around here and not even asking, I need, all right, I watched the show, give me my gift, let me get a superstar on my quarterback. None of that. He just, it is what it is. Line up and let's go. And signs to show you what's going to happen when Vernon Sharper goes from that star to superstar. When he goes from that superstar to X Factor, if he can do it, and I think he can. Um, what type of play he going to be when he has all that stuff available to him. But right now, what he does is he just he put a roster together, and that roster is it's the Miami Dolphins way, and we're going to draft guys that can fit right in and continue that putting the product on the field that we would like to put on. They get big time play out of unlikely players. Let's just talk about the running back, Pharrell. That was an unlikely source. Nobody even thought about drafting a 90 speed, 92 speed running back, worrying about him and starting him over guys that were already proven in this league, and then becoming one of the better running backs, especially in that draft class. Between him and AI, they were the best running backs in those draft classes. And they've been proven that they've been in the top five every year since they've been in the league. So I think you'll see something out of a guy like this, John Sims, somehow, some way becoming some type of player for this guy. because they do a good job of developing the talent once they grab the talent. So I like it. 82 overall. And he got some work to do, but he got the time to do it because of the weapons they got there. All right, Latrell Ball, 6'5", 216 from Tennessee, went to the Baltimore Ravens. They traded Duvernay, who's been a really good receiver for them over the last 3 seasons. But they trade Duvernay, they bring in Latrell Ball. Now, to just because I did the pick, this is not a guy we're looking to need to be important for us right now. So we get to redshirt this guy. And he get to sit and learn behind some guys while we still developing receivers over there. The one thing we have true Rashad Bateman, he's that guy, but those guys are in development stage. And while they're developing, Latrell Ball will develop too. What do you see with this pick though?
Man, 6'5", 92 speed out of Tennessee, man. Instant red zone target, 97 spit catch,
Hmm
80 catch and traffic. Oh man, he's an instant red zone target. And it goes back. I forget who we was talking about. Was that the Chiefs? We were talking about the Chiefs and Mahomes. Like when you got Marmar back there, you're just looking for mismatches, and
Right.
he's an instant mismatch.
And
He don't
you
have to
need
play
those type
big.
of
He's just a
players.
possession mismatch player,
Right.
and instantly.
And then for 6'5", 216, he not wilding you with speed. That's why he sat as long as he did because when you're looking at 4'4", you're not looking at blazing, so you're not really worrying about it. But like this is great
With six
speed.
five, you have a large catch radius,
Yes.
and that's what you want when you have a mobile QB, and RPO, triple option type things, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a route tree. You want them guys with that large catch radius. That's that toe tap swag on the sideline, or
hmm
that second or third one coming back off the boom boom boom, and ooh
And not
wee.
for nothing, he's a bail you out player, man. When things ain't working and Lamar, at the last second he got 1-on-1 down the field with this guy, go launch it and let him make a play.
It's a
Simple as that.
mismatch. Go get it.
Yes, sir. All right. So Keon Lawrence. Not only did the Rams go get the tallest, fastest receiver, they come right back and get themselves another tutu in a sense, man. A really good punt return, kick return type guy. But look, 95 speed, 96 excel right away. Are we going to see some shifting going on in that receiving room? Like, are we going to see these young guys taking guys off the field,
Man,
or what? Because I mean, they invested in the tight end and two receivers in this draft.
it's kind of
And
funny,
they're
man.
fast. This team is fast, bro.
It's interesting because before Tutu got a little fame under his belt, man, we heard that Tutu was on a block, man. Then Tutu tried to start showing his tail a little bit. Tutu get you three, had shirts and hats printed up, was giving out
Been the
towels and
biggest
all that
bar
stuff in
of
the
the
stadium,
year.
like bruh, like man,
Tutu
and
get
the
you three. That's on all
it's
types
kind
of T-shirts and
of
everything right now. He is
yeah,
marketing
you
the
know what
shit
I'm
out of
saying.
that.
So like but man, that's another wide receiver that these Rams brought in, man. Like it's starting to get a little crowded over there, bro. I just
It's getting
see it.
crowded over there, but what I think they can do is they can manage that crowd,
They can
right? They
take their
just need to
time. There's no
decide
rush.
who's the guy to go forward with Warner over there, right? And once
Hmm
they get that, they got Falk in the backfield, Warner at the quarter. They
You
had
got
a
that tight
few,
end.
right? They got a few names over there, but I think these new guys coming in are
You
going to
got
be more of
Chamberlain.
the focal point than the guys that been there because you got guys that been there that's not really making plays for them that got the names and actually got the attributes they need, but for whatever reason they're not getting involved. I think this is a new.
You got
We're
the
about to see
Torrey
them turn
Holt,
over a new leaf
Isaac
with this.
Bruce,
Yeah,
Tutu. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
getting deep
yeah. I
over
just
there,
think
bro.
these guys are going to be the next wave, and I think he's going to emphasize
Miles
these guys more
Porter,
than anybody else.
Zeke Shuttle. Yeah, man, it'll definitely be interesting to see, man. I guess we see if we get three at advance. But go ahead.
Which one I'm gonna get him three, right? All right, Manny
We
Pickens,
gonna see
six
if we
five,
get
two
three.
thirty, another big body. Again, every time we talk about a receiver, we go from a short it's a kick return, punt return with Blaze speed. Come back to these big bodies. I mean, it's all Mike Evanses in this draft. And here's another one. Manny Pickens, superstar, 6'5", 230 pounds, 91 speed, 91 excel, 95 special catch. The red arrow's down, so his special catch is higher than that. With the new coach over there, and trust me, the new coach is a thrower. And he definitely enjoyed throwing to the tight end, but he liked big body receivers as well. I think this becomes a threat right away over there. They're gonna have to put him on the field and get him busy right away. I mean, Mike Evans clone in a sense, right here, right? 82
Yeah,
overall, 91 speed,
big
91
body,
cell,
six
6'5",
five,
2.
two
Almost like
thirty.
tight end.
It's a big body, bro.
Yes,
This is
sir.
crazy.
We'll see. All right, DeAndre Ankrum. I don't think he's gonna see the field at all. We'll just keep it moving there. Then you're looking at Eli Gay, 6'1", 215, 91 speed, 91 excel. It's a possibility they can use him in some slot situations. I'm not 100% sure that's what they'll
Red
do.
shirt.
But then
Red
baby Mike
shirt.
Evans is right here. Matt Fowler, 6'5", 213 out of Jackson State. Look, even though Deion left him with the Colorado, Coach TC is and they're still pipelining with Dion, so they're still getting those type of guys they need to get in the building. And this kid, to me, look, man, I like him. Got time to develop this kid.
Yeah, man. I just even shout out to Dion, man. He did a lot for Jackson State, man. Even though he left, moved on to Colorado, man. He kind of like man, just people just don't realize just the influx of just how much more attention he brought to the HBCUs with talent, having some of the people look at us again and a little
Hmm.
bit more and some cash, bringing more cash and this, that, and the fourth. So you still have some players that still just want that HBCU experience, nothing like it.
Hmm.
With that being said, man, it's 6'5", man. He don't have the blazing speed, but we know what it is. We've seen this organization. Mike Evans still here, man. He's a clone, man. He got a great mentor here.
Yes, sir.
Developed that speed JoJo last year, so he's there. Late pick, 6th round pick. He's
On
there.
tomorrow's show, when we talk about teams and we go through the teams and their picks as a whole, and we talk about winners and losers like we always do, we're going to talk about this Bucks team and what they did with this roster in one quick season, and then we're going to look at the picks that they got remaining for this up and coming draft, and talk about a roster remake, a roster makeover, and man, this is what I'm talking about is receiver draft. Again, I don't really see too much out of him. He do got good special catch, not really a blazer at all, but 75 route runner. He's a project. Melvin Scandrick, 94 speed, 91 excel. Listen, Jamar Chase moved on. He is now on the Panthers roster. A great fucking trade for the Panthers, in my opinion. But you
Mm-hmm.
once you lose him, you bring in a guy and you slap that number one on him. We're expecting this guy to play right now, and he can. Another Ohio State guy every year, sometimes four. 95 special catch. This kid is ready to go right now. Now, I will say this: he's gonna have to get better at route running, and that's something he's going to work on. But he has the agility, change of direction to show that he can get in and out of breaks. And he's 6'3". So he's taller than over there. I mean, they did that with two situations. When they traded Jamar Chase, they picked up a 6'4", 6'5" type guy, and then they brought in Melvin Scandrick, 4'2" guy, 94 speed, low, a high 4'2" guy, 4'2" to be exact, 94 speed, 91 excel. You saw what me and you did with those guys that came out, low on the draft board, but high in combine numbers, and you can get things done with them. I mean, your guy was the best receiver in the league last year. Mike McEwen played a big time role for the Ravens. I think this is one of those type of guys. But is it going to be the replacement of what Jamar Chase did for this team in 3 seasons?
And we've seen quarterbacks in the league make wide receivers great. Um, I think with me and Joe Burrow over there, bro, this guy has, and Chase Young out the door, he has all the opportunity. This guy is really the limit in front of
It
him.
is.
This
I agree
kid,
with you 100%. And then remember, we always talked about this. That team isn't based off a receiver. That team is based off a system. And honest to God, if they could get this guy, some development. Listen, man, they get a gift. Follow one of the shows and get a gift and he slap. I would say, first of all, let's see if he came out on Superstar because I seen 5 million next to his penalty. We looking at a guy that got picked high, only a star, which is fine, and he's only
five
an
catches,
upgrade away.
103 yards in his first
And his
game.
first
Like
game,
yep,
oh yeah,
no
that's
touchdowns,
big.
but that's 5 catches, 103 yards. Like
That's
he
huge.
was that's a great. He was drafted round one, pick 31.
I ain't mad
At
at it.
6'3", I'm not mad at
I'm
the
not
pick.
mad at it. I do think it was because the top guys that we saw are better overall than really top guys. This is a good pick. That was a great pick because he got a
Yeah,
fast
it was a
guy
good
too.
pick, man.
But because all
Yes,
the guys that was first round talented receivers went fast anyway. They all went before that. So this wasn't a bad pick at all. He took that
6'3",
Panthers pick.
94 speed. Still got good speed, and
Yes, sir.
so I'm
Yes,
not
sir.
mad
Yes,
at the
sir.
pick.
Yes,
And
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
He'll be
sir.
right on the field right away.
Yeah, and as you can see, they got him involved right away. So he did play. I mean, he had a close game, took a loss, but close game. Lance Hurts, you go get the brother of the starting quarterback. Talk about it. 6'3", 231 pounds out of Florida. Do we
Oh
see the field
man.
though? They drafted another big time receiver that's 6'4" over there, and they gonna get Devontae Smith back. What do I mean? If Lance little brother's gonna play, ain't he? I would think so, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna see him on the field, man. This is the thing, you got the inside track when you got Jalen Hurts over there. You don't pick him not to. You gotta play him.
Yeah.
It's a rapport there. I think he's had the playbook right all along, and it was told right all along that he was gonna get picked by the big brother. And you go almost Mr. Irrelevant, like round seven, pick 28.
Right. And he
Great
told
pick,
me,
man.
but he told me he's invested in this guy. So, what that investment entails, because they can change his fortune a little bit over here if they wanted to, fast, real fast. But I think when you got the brother of your quarterback, I think you'll see this guy down the future. I don't think they're gonna rush him on the field, but I do think that he's gonna be a big part of what they got going on in the future.
I do think you will see him situationally
Yeah.
because of the familiarity with his brother
Right.
right away.
All right, now you're looking at a guy that could have been also arguably the best receiver in the draft. He went to the Broncos. Talk about this pick. First round, hard and
Speed
work,
kills.
speed kills. Not only is it speed kills, it's not too many guys. I mean, outside of the guy that went to the Browns, when it comes down to route running and shit, he's the second highest overall guy when it comes down to complete, short, medium, deep, all those things. He got it right now. Because if I go scroll over to what his deep route running is, it's dangerous. 90 right now. Look, they already had two Pro Bowl receivers over there.
It's a bloodline, so we know what
And
to do right
and
away, bro.
exactly, he
Like
saw that name and he already knew what it was hitting for, so he went
so
right
they
to him.
they sent the scouts out there early and
His
often took
annoying
him
dog.
early in the first
Fast
round.
AF,
They seen that
perfect
name
fit
and
for
keep an eye
him.
on this guy out Tennessee. This kid for his 2 3 years that he was at Tennessee, man. This they didn't waste no time drafting this pick. This pick went right up to the podium. Meow.
Did Tennessee and
Upgrade
Ohio
in
State
week
produce
one.
the best receivers of this draft, man? Every time I turn around, it's a Tennessee or Ohio State guy. It's going crazy. Look, man, you could do anything with this guy. He has the talent to be a running back if they wanted him to, although he's too fast to get moved to running back. But you get what I'm saying. Jet sweeps, things like that. They can involve
Deep
him,
on.
bubble screens. This kid can be dangerous in every phase of the game. Kick returner, punt returner,
Hey man.
at wide receiver. I mean, he's legit. The only thing he don't have is size. That 5'8" frame, 177. But if you click on this guy, you're not at that 5'8" frame. He's going to play like he's 6'3". I'm not mad at it. At first, I was like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" But when you got a 5'8" guy, this is baby Tyreek Hill right here.
And then I seen something that did I see him doing a lot of RPO? Hear something about him doing a lot of RPOs and stuff with his young quarterback. Like
This guy's
man.
offense is starting to become a little scary. And it got to result in the complete wins. Like the one thing he got to do is he got to better beat the teams he haven't beat, especially in his division. He got to better find a way to fight for the number one spot in his division. That's the
But I
first
think
thing.
he's. I think we're. I think even at that note, I think that's getting ahead of himself. I think he's ahead of schedule already right
Definitely
now,
ahead of schedule.
with the dominant quarterback play that he showed. So, like I mean, like he definitely had to grow into that thing to be able to beat those teams. But like it's almost we just want to see
Just
him
think
this
about it
year
like
grow
this,
up
not
from
to cut you
last
off,
year.
Snake. Think about it like this. Year one, they lost 3 games, went in the playoffs and lost. Year two, they sat it out. So now they playing with the roster they sat out to get, right?
Right.
So we're talking about guys that was in the first draft class. I mean the second draft class that becomes his guys, right? This is the year where they sit down the quarterback. What's the guy over there? Bronco Nation. Let's ride.
Russell, let's
They sit
ride.
his gay ass down, and they bring in their guy, and they start to bring in their pieces. You start to see their pieces that starting roles all over the field, and they're continuing that. Listen, this kid, although they got two dogs
Tight
at
Jason
receiver over there, this kid is about to
Harris.
be the best receiver in the league. If you let me first of all, let's just see what he did.
Man, if you know what I know, we know what this boy be
Yep,
trying to do, man.
yep.
He only come out on star, but it don't matter. He had 9 catches, 176 yards in the tutty.
And the Teddy,
Hey,
he ain't playing no games.
whoo,
Bro, the man had 6 returns for 179 yards today, bro. Oh my God.
man.
Only 4 yards on punt returns, but he different. Listen, you know Harvin Ward, you know he was a clone
Big
of.
Ivan.
You looking at a baby Peter Ward and Percy Harvin mixed in one. And that's why he went and drafted. And he saw that and said, got him. I know that's Ant move. He think he gonna get him. Nope. That ain't gonna be a steal. Coming down that list, looking a little deeper on the depth chart of the draft. Got him and got him in the first round. And we about to see him being the guy. Look. He had the tight end last year and went fucking crazy. And year one, he had the no name receiver that he turned into the best receiver in the league that year. Then he had the best tight end in the league stat wise last year. And we're looking at a guy that's possibly ready to be that guy. Now, when you're developing guys like that, it becomes security when you have to play all of them and you need all of them to make plays for you. You get it now, where he's every year somebody's different becoming a threat for him. When it all comes together, he got weapons all over the place.
Man, yeah, he had a that's still a great debut. Week one, we gotta give him. We're going to that game more later, but I see the youth. He played the Super Bowl champ, and that was just he lost 39-17. But this wide receiver definitely did his thing this game, and the Chargers coach even just put in there said, man, look, he's annoying as hell. Perfect fit for him. I played him week one. He's annoying as hell, dog. So
Bobby
man,
Westbrook, 6'3", 215 pounds, last receiver out of the draft we'll talk about today, 89 speed, 89 excel. I don't know if he's going to see with the Commanders. Let's see if he got any play time. With the Commanders, you know he'll play somebody like this on normal and still get him on the field. Nope, I'm lying. He ain't touching. All right, I
it
think
was a
this is a
close
roster
game over. It was
filler.
a close divisional game over there as well. So you can't put like I say they won that game by a touchdown. Week one over it was 37-31.
Yeah, roster
So
filler. Roster
yeah,
filler. Once again, the Browns going crazy. They get Eddie Mag. How do you say this name? Madigan. Madigan. Let's call him Madigan. I like that. Superstar. And is a late round pick. His penalty low, 680. Late round pick. Not going wide on speed, but what he can do is block his ass off as well. 6'6", 270, big body guy out of Florida who can make
man.
plays in the passing game, but really going to help move that run game along. Um, Again, Cleveland has absolutely had a great offensive draft this year.
That's what they do. They draft offense. They definitely go to wide receivers.
All right, now Kirk Reese. Here's my problem with Kirk Reese: 6'4", 246 pounds. The thing is, he got great acceleration, but he totally whiffed on the combine when he ran a 40. Even in his pro day, he just didn't have a good 40, and I think that kills this guy a little bit. But you know, when you're not a bigger body tight end and you're going to be asked to put your hand in dirt and block, especially with the run game that this Jets team could possibly have over there, I'm a little concerned about this guy, Kurt Reese. The problem is, you know, what can you do with him? Look, 82 blocking. His best attributes for a tight end of his size is the blocking
It's
category.
blocking, man.
So,
So is that
so am I
athleticism
am
as
I
well.
am I wrong for thinking that he's a small guy? I'm like, we might I might be speaking too early. This guy might be
Yeah,
able to
and
move some
speaking,
guys.
it's round four, pick three. Once you take another young rookie running back, and you have another dog running back, and Brees Hall over there, after you take Morrison, I think this is actually a decent pick, man. This is you only have one tight end on your roster. I mean, these Jets took what they need, a need. Like he comes in, is he not the number one tight end on his roster right now? How can we call that a bad pick? That's the number one tight end on the roster. He should be starting right now. That's a good
Yeah,
pick.
I definitely don't see that being a fullback move. I think he belongs at tight end.
Yeah,
All right, so Tony Cunningham out of Miami was the number one tight end on the board, and he went to the Buccaneers. Here we go now. I'll tell you one guy. Look, you went size like crazy in this draft. And it seemed like you just won on most of your picks. I don't think it was a pick that I saw you make that wasn't okay. He's coming. Here you go. Uh, he's coming. No homo. Here you go. Tony Cunningham. I like him. I mean, the last name Cunningham. Is there any relations to that guy?
man. Look, you see the bush, you see the skin, the melanin in his skin, bro. Like you know what it is. He was tight end for in the class for a reason. Just he got that bloodline, bro. He's there.
I see it coming together over there. You guys made a big time trade for Hanif Anderson. Y'all fullback all stop was a Pro Bowl fullback last year. Even though y'all traded White to the Bears, you still upgraded that running back in a sense. And with that being said, I think I see we're starting to look like that Buccaneers team with all stop and work done in the backfield and strong tight end play is on its way right now. You guys, you build the great wall in front of them, and you got the weapons to go along with the quarterback. And the funny thing is not only is your quarterback, the extension of the offensive coordinator, they're really bloodline. So you're dealing with it. Good night. Good night. Love you. So they really bloodline right now. So when you got Leftwich that get the right now, is it true? Little Leftwich is staying with his dad while they out there. He didn't wasn't comfortable yet to buy a house there yet and all that. Is it true that they in the same household right now?
Dad and been paid. He got that OG long school money. So our coach is a player's coach over here. He bring the young boys, and the young boys bring all the young boys. He got a mansion already. He got a mansion with a dome in it. So he keep that offense close to him.
So how true is this? We hear coordinators and coaches they get in the office around 3:55 in the morning. Word is his son is in the office at the same time every day.
Hey, when the office on the second floor, man. Hey, when the office when the when the office is on the second floor of the house, they get in there early, quick, and often.
All right, so you bring Cunningham in, man. What role does he go right into the starting role right away?
Yeah, he's rotating in there right away. He's getting out there, starting in that number one slot, tight end spot right away. We had an influx of rookies over here that's just taking over.
All right, 49ers grab themselves a tight end again. It seems like they get a tight end every year.
After the
Normal,
draft.
on normal, right? But when you take a look at him, 79 vertical threat, 76 blocking, 78 possession. This is a development project, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got George Kittle 31, and you bring in a rookie quarterback, man. This is a great move. You don't need to rush him out there. He comes in as a
FD.
team's best blocking on one of the best blockers, tight ends on the
Well, we
team.
just got word that he played fullback. He ain't even a tight end over there.
Yup,
I ain't mad at it
yup.
when you got that many tight ends to
Hey,
select from. That's not a
just a
bad
little
situation.
more.
But
Just
then
is what it
Ezekiel
is.
Subtle. You asking for the great
Mm-mm.
turf and you need that speed, man. I mean, this is great speed for a tight end, 86. I mean, not great. This is good speed for a tight end, but that acceleration does a lot to him. And then
He's
65-pound
6'6".
superstar. Um, the Rams look like they're improving their offense right now. Excuse me, I'm gonna leave it up to you. Have they on paper elevated their offense?
Yeah, they definitely got some pieces over here on paper that's just like wow.
Yeah.
Um, he made some picks that I mean you kind of like he going wide receiver again, but when you see that overall talent of some of them players, it's like, can you really be mad at
Let me
it?
ask you this:
Like,
Can Ezekiel next 1,000-yard tight end we see this year on the field? I mean, we've been seeing tight ends do it. Can he be the next guy to do it?
I think they might got a little bit too many weapons over there, and that we really, I think that might be expectation might be a little bit much. I mean, you bring in them names like Falk Jr. and you got the Holtz and you bring in Chamberlain. That might be asking a little bit much, but I think we can definitely see him be a part of this offense immediately right away.
Here's my last question about Subtle to you. Now, sometimes when you got those weapons, and if you understand how to use those weapons, what happens when those weapons are on the field and you can't double team this tight end, and he getting one-on-one matchups with guys that can't match up with him? Now, are we seeing a strategy that's taking place on paper again until we see the Rams do these things? Are they in a good situation with this tight end?
I think they're in a great situation with this offense, this tight end and the offense pieces they have over here. Period. Like one of the themes has been matchups, and
My fucking dog snoring like a
and in
grown
that
ass man
division.
right now. Damn.
When
My
you gotta
bad.
go see some of them cornerbacks in that division, we know them Seahawks. The Seahawks got Woo and arguably one of the best. They got two 6-foot corners over there. You know the 49ers drafted the top corner in this draft. That was like their second pick. We know what the Cardinals um, do over there with this whole team with his pass rush and cornerbacks. Period. I think a guy like Suttle was actually a very smart pick, man, to
Yeah.
be the attack early
Yep.
when you got the pass rush and the cornerbacks in that division.
Yes, sir. Like it. All right, Mick Elliott, man. They picked up his brother a couple years ago in the draft, and they go get him. I don't see him playing right away. I think, if you take a look at him and see what his core attribute, player archetypes are 78, 77, 76 blocking. He's on trait. I don't know. I know he's on not superstar. I know he's on star. So, again, you got a guy that can add depth to your roster. Um, and if you had to go to a 2-3 tight end set, you can do it. But I don't think they're going to ask him to do much. I think they'll give him a red shirt year. This team is known for that. They actually started the red. Yeah, I'll give them that credit. They started the red shirt process over here with us amongst our league, especially amongst us, the guys
We
that
know what he
being
gonna do.
chatted a lot.
He gonna do what he want to do with him. He probably a red shirt. We might see him at fullback halfway through the season. We might see him even take a couple of runs from the fullback slot.
Right?
I guess it depends how this fool feel,
He'll
man.
find a way.
He
He'll find a way to get
disrespected.
this guy right. He'll find a way to
Oh,
get
he.
this guy involved. I mean, he came out week one and ran the ball twice. So like that's that guy.
Oh,
Matt Weiner, 6'6", 258, Penn State, 85 speed, 86 excel, 89 special catch. They go get another tight end that matches out over there in Jaceki. The Dolphins doing Dolphins things right now. I'm not mad at this pick.
man, that's
And we do know Penn State are one of those schools that put out tight ends.
I mean, look, 6'6", 85 speed. Come in here. 89 spectacular catch, decent run blocking. Man, what, what are we talking about?
We're talking about the Dolphins doing Dolphins things. And we're going to
Dolphins
continue
things.
that type of talk.
Undrafted pick
Tyquan
27.
Orchard, rookie, 6'5", 255 out of Boston College, 85 speed, 85 excel. This guy got 93 special catch. He's ready to play right now. He's going to have to play right now for that Patriots roster. So in opinion, I like this pick. Let's see what he came out on Star. It's not bad. Hold up, though.
Yeah,
I just saw something. It looked like he's a blocker more than anything else.
yeah.
And the fact
He
is,
got some decent run blocking. And when you shoot, he actually look like
oh, hell no.
he a
60
run.
blocking. This guy is a receiver and a
He look
tight
like
end
he a
body.
run. He like he a fullback or something. He look like he a running back, bro. Look at his stuff. He got 88 truck and 90 stiff arm, 80 spin move, 86 juke, 86 ball carrier vision. It's like a
Yeah,
fullback, bro.
he's a flexed out tight end. That's what he is. He's not a guy that's
no
gonna put his hand in the
disrespect.
dirt.
What was that?
Hey,
What was that? Moss was that tight end?
yeah.
Uh,
Let me say it like this. We remember before the murderer went to jail, and they had Babe Bull. What's the other boy that played with Tom Brady?
Hernandez.
Hernandez and the other guy. When they had both of those tight ends, they were doing things nobody else was doing in the league. I just think he a flexed out tight end. I think he's a guy that that stand in the receiver stance and make plays for this team. I don't see him as a guy in the hand in the dirt. I think if you line him up over the type of DNs running around in this league, he's gonna get your quarterback killed. But what he will do is he will get you a first down, and he has good enough speed to make things happen downfield. So he can draw a mismatch at 6'5", 255, but he got to get better as a
Move to
blocker.
change tight ends
Say that
while he
again.
develop it as so your possession tight end move to change while he
Yeah,
develops a little bit
yeah.
more as a blocker though.
hmm All right, I feel that. All right, so we're coming down one more to Calvin Pace, 6'3", 265 out of Virginia. He goes to the Texans at 85 speed,
Second
85
round
cell.
pick.
Pretty solid. What round was this?
Look like a second round pick 12.
Now, if this kid's a superstar, this is a win. Nope, star. I like the
Star.
pick. I mean, I like it. Quiet as kept, the Texans is building a pretty good roster over there as well. I like the pick. I wish he was on Superstar. If he was on Superstar, I would really, really go crazy over that pick. All right, that's the tight ends. We're going to stop here tonight. We'll get to the linemen and then the defensive side of the ball tomorrow. And then we're also going to do the show where we're going to talk about teams and what they did, winners and losers right now.
Niners had a
While
little
we
bit
in
with
week one,
Vernon Davis and
Niners had
Dill.
a little bit with Vernon Davis and Dill. All right, so here's what I will say. Once we get to 2 games left, if
Delafield
your game ain't
Walker.
played, you better get it figured out. What we also know is that I'm leaving the league till 7 p.m. Advance will be at 7 p.m. Because of the delayed EA put us on. I'm not going to, rush guys to play tonight, even though I would have thought guys would have been thirsty enough to knock those games out, not being able to play for 2 days. And in some sense, the break was needed. Just hope it don't happen again. With that being said, again, knock your games out, man. And shout out to everybody that really, really made the draft fun. Because we was
Shout
able
out
to
to the
get through our
seven
first
coaches that
draft.
got their game. Shout out to the seven coaches that got their games in already.
Yes,
We
sir.
got we done
Yes,
put
sir. Shout
one,
out to those
two,
guys.
three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Hold up, we got one, two, three, four, five, six. All right, there's only 6 games remaining, fellas. So we can get to that 2-game force rule real fast.
Real
So
fast.
I hope y'all pay attention to set your games up ASAP. It's 6 games left this week.
Yes, sir. All right. Shout out to everybody that again did their thing, man. Because that was our first draft that we had a real complete draft. We were there to go through, it went through in a timely manner. And although we saw some questionable drafts, I think guys got it. I mean, at the end of the day, if you are a guy that's still doing the things that we frowned at, remember, it's our opinion, not yours. You continue to do what you do. As long as you stick by what you do and continue to man up and own that shit, then it is what it is. Do what you gotta do. Again, it's our opinion. That doesn't mean you're having bad drafts or you're doing dumb shit. We just think it's dumb shit. But with that being said, man, shout out. Hold up. Out of the guys we talked about, what guys you gonna think gonna be up there for the rookie awards this year? Let's go quarterback position. Quarterback. That's a starter right now as a rookie that we
Man, I
should be
got
talking
a
about.
quarterback, man. I gotta look at man. I don't know, man. If you can stay out the McDonald's with the big girls, man. Look,
I was going to say the
the
same shit.
passing leader, the passing leader of the league right now, 65 completion percent, 468. Oh man, they just had a heck of a game. 'Cause I see your son Najee up there at number 2, 4 touchdowns, 468, 453. But James
Okay,
Pierre-Paul with the
son.
Cowboys, man. Look,
Son balling.
for
I
him to
do
have a
think
breakout game, a debut game like that, that's pretty impressive, man.
I, I think it's between these three. Lawrence Beckham, Demario James, and James Cam. I'm calling him Cam. I don't like that all the rest of that shit. Or I'm just gonna call him Rillo. Rillo,
Cam
Beckham,
Cam.
and James, man. Between these three guys, I think, when it comes down to out of this position, who's going to stand out the most, who going to ball most is going to be between you. And right now, look, can you pit Rillo and in the front because he had all them damn yards and 4 touchdowns, but he did throw 5 picks. I know we don't care that the rookies throw picks,
He's
but
leading the league right now in yards
all
passing.
right. All right. Well, it's going to be a good race between Baby Cam. Look, Baby Cam Newton. You got James Fat Girl Camille. I mean, my bad. James Rillo. And then you got Demario James, man. So, and it don't even seem like their staff is sold on him right now. So we'll see. At that position, we'll see. All right. You look at the running backs right now. Out of the running backs that we know that's going to see the field right now, are we looking at Drake? We put him in our top three.
Yeah, so I think the better question for even the people that's out there in there right now over them rookies, over these running backs, man. When we come back at the end of the year and we doing that all rookie team, like what running back y'all think is gonna be out there? Who's still on there? Somebody y'all think is gonna be Drake? Let's look at the top couple of running backs. Was Drake from the Steelers? You had Morrison from the Jets,
C.J.
Hargrove from the
Cummings,
Panthers,
C.J.
Cummins
Cummings
from
from
the
the Patriots,
Patriots, and
Big
you got
Meach from the Ravens,
Meat from the Ravens,
Bay
right?
Boy Hargrove. Even though I don't think he's
Hargrove
gonna
from the
see the field as
Panthers.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got some. They got
Got
some names out
Morrison on the
here.
Jets too. Like
Yeah, I
I
like him for the Jets.
I think who's in the best system, who's set up for the most success is Drake. But I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know if he can overtake. I don't know if he can get that full usage. But I think he's kind of set up. Him and Cummins, honestly, depending on what the coach does in the
Well,
Patriots. But
Cummins should be
Drake
right
is
into
kind of
the
set
starting
up.
role. He'll get the carries. He's going to be the guy over there. When you talk about the
Of
rest
course,
of
he
them,
gonna
they got
use him.
guys in front of them.
But Drake don't have somebody in front of him that does what he does. He does different. He's a different back than what he has in front of him, so he can still get his touches a game.
Right.
He can get the same amount of touches as Cummins coming off the bench.
Yeah, because I think Cummins start day one. Um,
Yep.
you gonna pick him number one overall, and he ain't gonna see the field right
He ain't
away.
starting one. But
So
I guess he should have to. He
yeah, so
should.
we
He
so we
should.
gonna look at Morrison, Drake, Cummings, and Meach. I think Meach's problem is AI is in front of him.
Yeah. And you still got Marmar that's gonna take carries away
Take
from him.
carries away from him. Hell yeah.
So
So
I don't think he's in a. I don't think he all the way in that top three
I would take
conversation.
Meach out of there. Put Meach
Yeah,
in
I
the
don't
top
think he's in
three.
that. I don't think he's in that top three conversation at all.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
really
I
got to go
agree.
with Cummins. And it's not because of talent, but I think you really have to look at Cummins for the Patriots. I think you have to look at Drake for the Steelers. And then I guess my sleeper
Morrison.
might be Morrison, man. I don't. How can you not look at Morrison over there?
I like it. Morrison.
Yeah.
Definitely like it. All right, let's look at these receivers right now. Is it fair to even say who we think? I mean, a lot of guys ain't played yet, but like, I mean, man, I mean Chamberlain, of course, but it
Chamberlain,
already
old
starts
boy
with
from
this
them
kid down here
Broncos.
that went
Them
fucking
Broncos.
crazy. Harvin Ward went bonkers already. So who else, man? Who else on here? I mean, Scandrick had a great day as
Scandrick from the
well.
Bengals.
Hmm.
Scandrick from the
Shit.
Bengals. I mean,
All right, so I mean, then we gotta wait for Hero Burgers to play with John Baker. Oh man,
I
Chamberlain,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
There's some guys up here. Look, I think Geo Gates gonna be a problem this year as well, man. We'll see. Shit, we can even talk about Junior Brown up
Barkley.
this
We could
bitch.
even. I about to say we can even halfway talk about Dwight Barkley, who can actually step into that number two role. He was an early pick
Man,
with the Jags. He got to see the ball, but I think it's gonna really. I think for me, oh man, just out the gate, us seeing how much this boy had work that he had in week one. Harvin Ward, man,
yeah, he gonna definitely be that guy. All
speed
right, so the
killer,
tight
man.
end role, is it gonna be Cunningham? Is it gonna be Subtle? Would you see the Patriots and Orchard? Or is it somebody we not paying attention to at all that might be that guy?
Oh man, it's a tough tight end room. I, I think all of those tight ends that we named are all in the same tier.
Yeah,
I don't. I think
I
they all.
agree.
I think we'll see them all. I don't think we'll see one separate the pack from any of them. I think we'll all see them all at a
Here's
pack play at a
here's my
pack.
sleeper though. Here's my sleeper tight end that might can be that guy this year as well. Calvin Pace for the Texans. They're a
For the
West Coast
Texans.
type team. They throw the ball fast. A lot of slants, a lot of inside quick throws, hookups, things like that. I think he could be a 70 catch guy this year for them.
Mm-mm-mm. I mean, I think this. I think my sleeper might halfway have to. I think it'll be interesting to see what the Dolphins do with their tight end with Matt Weiner, man. They
I
brought
just
another
think they're
quarter.
not ready to give up on Jasecki. Is he still? If
On
Jasecki's still on
Gesicki.
that roster, he's still the guy.
Let's see. Let's see what this roster look like over here. Uh, Gesicki's here. But see, Gesicki's 29. He's only on. He's not on trait. He's only on star, bro.
This man did a lot without being on traits with a lot of guys.
Man, that's again, man. You gotta give a shout out to the
I
Broncos.
mean, I mean,
Now we
he did
got
a
Dak
real a
Prescott
lot.
too this
He got
offseason.
traits. Don't get it fucked up because they break. He know how to break them out and all that. But just think about to his last two big playoff games. Both those teams he played had superstars at every position on the field.
Mm-mm-mm.
Both those teams. Think about that, and think
Talking about
about
that.
what he accomplished with that. So it could be done. If there's a will, there's a way. All right, fellas. Good night. Holla at y'all tomorrow on tomorrow's lunchtime special. We're out of here.
Peace.